What's up, you guys? It's your girl Tasia back with another video. Today I'm gonna do part 2 of the recap of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 3. Yeah, so this episode is gonna be just for episode 3 and 4. I wanted to get on it because I believe episode 6 comes out on the 11th, which is tomorrow. So I wanted to get on this. So y'all let me know first off in the comments, anyone who watches Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, if they're feeling this season as much. Because for me, it's not hitting like the other season. For me, it's not hitting at all. I feel like season 1 was the best, but we're going downhill. But let's get right into it. This time around, I got my MacBook because it's too much trying to scroll on my phone, trying to see what's going on. So yeah, so for episode 3, so Candace, she performs her hit song Drive Back. I finally got around to listening to it because it's been out for a minute, but I never listened to like the full, or is it Drive Back? Yeah, Drive Back. Yeah, that's the one. I never really got to listen to it. Like I always heard the clip like on the show, obviously, but I finally listened to the full song the other day. It's pretty catchy. But she had like the Lady Boys perform with her. And Lady Boys is supposed to be, I believe, don't quote me, but I believe that they're like transgendered. So that's why they call them Lady Boys, I believe. Yeah, the girls was kind of being a little shady, making fun of her dress, saying it looked like a loofah or whatever. My thing is, with Candace, why are they always on her? I said this in the last recap. The first one, they had something to say about her big hat. If the girl want to be fashionable and wear a big hat, let her wear a hat. Then next thing you know, we're coming at her for this loofah dress. Let the girl rock. Because I don't see none of these females singing or being able to perform or none of that. So it's like, if she wants to wear a loofah as her look, I'm not saying it's a loofah, but that's what they said. But then Portia was definitely being shady about the performance, saying that she put on the performance of a Thailand instead of like performance of a lifetime or whatever. This is what I was talking about the last episode when I was the last recap, when I was saying with Portia, how she's very passive aggressive. Like she'll act like, yeah, that comment that she made did not bother me, but clearly it did, sis. Like you still throwing shade even at her performance. Like just be real and say, hey, when you said she'd take a man, that bothered me. Say it straight up. Or just be like, I don't mess with her because she said that. I don't know. It's just, I'm more of a straight up person. I'm tired of like the passive aggressive energy. Just be upfront and say you're not feeling what she said, period. Yeah, and I don't know, how are y'all feeling about Giselle and Portia being friends? I'm not liking it. Like, it's good for them. I want everybody to be friends. But their energy together is just not good together. Like, I hate it. They give me mean girl energy. So yeah, I didn't know this was mentioned in episode 3. Like, they're still talking about Candace with the whole Chris Bassett thing. I'm not really going to talk about that. It's like, it is what it is. They just kept on talking about it. It's like, let it go. So Giselle and Portia, once again, like they're talking about Leah, saying like, girl, if you don't want to be here, just don't be here. No one's begging you to be here, da da da. Mind you, it's like this girl ain't never say that. Like y'all just picking a fight, clearly. Because sis didn't ever say once, I don't want to be here. The only thing she said was she was bored. Like I said before. Was she right for saying that? No, the woman was talking about her husband, so no, it was wrong. But let's be real. We on a girls trip. We don't want to talk about your deceased husband, and respectfully. No shade, just respectfully. So I get it, but that doesn't mean that she's like doesn't want to be on a trip. But Giselle, as usual, is just dragging it, and Portia, she's just going with whatever. Like I don't know why Giselle has so much power. It bothers me. But yeah, so they were just being shady with that. Yeah, and then even the passive aggressive energy on the boat when Pepsi came and Portia's like, did you want to leave with him? Like, did you want to go with him? Because I knew you might be bored or like you're not feeling well, like you want to go with him. It's like that. I'm telling y'all, like this is what I be saying with Portia. It's the passive aggressive energy. Like, why are you trying to be funny? This girl never say she want to leave. She chilling, enjoying herself. You like, hey, you wanna leave? I remember. We don't want to bore you or what? Shut up. And she really got Giselle to back her up, so she's really like going in. So yeah, Leah definitely feels like they're doing too much for being annoyed with her about being bored. I agree with that. I'm on Candace's side as well with that. Like I said, it was insensitive to say, but I get where she was coming from, but they're definitely dragging it. It's like multiple days into this trip. I don't know how many days they are at episode 3. I'm not too sure, but at this, it's probably day 3, I assume. But still, it's like, let it go. Okay, so Leah, she was tired of them coming at her, and then that's when she was like, okay, like, trying to change the subject, like, oh, remember Whitney was talking smack about Heather, and, like, threw her on the bus. Like, basically, because, what is it? Let me read this, because I'm not really into their stuff. They're saying it was hypocritical for Heather to write a book called Bad Mormon, but refuse to take her name off the Mormon roster like Whitney did. Oh, yeah, because that's their whole beef. So, my thing is, even for Leah to relay this, I don't feel like Whitney was really talking smack. Because personally, I feel like Whitney has said this to Heather's face multiple times. Like, they have the issue with her being technically a Mormon because you didn't fight to get your name taken off the list. I don't know what the big deal is. Maybe in a Mormon culture or Mormons can understand, but I'm confused. I don't know what's the big deal. Maybe because I'm a Christian and I don't feel like we go so hard to be like, oh, you didn't prove you're a Christian and you didn't. I don't know. So on the outside looking in, I'm like, what's the big deal? If she don't want to like take her name off, what's the big deal? Like I feel like it's equivalent to being a member. It's because they're literally a member of the Mormon church, right? People become members of church all the time and then they're not even active. No one makes it a big deal. So I don't know, like I said, but I'm kind of tired of them talking about it. It's just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I really don't have anything to say about that Mormon situation. It's kind of like, it's really not that big of a deal, to be honest to me. If Heather wants to be a Mormon, let her be a Mormon. If she don't, she don't. And if she don't have the urgency to go and take her name off, let it be so. It's not that serious. Let her rock. I don't know. Y'all let me know, because I don't see it as a big deal, to be honest. Yeah, that's when they talk about the black eye again, and it's just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, shut up. Like, I don't care about this black eye. And then that's when Giselle was like, well, I'm just going to tell everyone that Jen just punched you. Once again, this is what Giselle already mentioned in season 7 of Real Housewives of Potomac. She already said, I will embellish a story to make it sound better, make it sound juicier. I do that. And she admitted to that. And this is a clear moment. I'm not saying that Jen did it or not, because like I said, I don't even watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. After season 1, when I saw, I'm not gonna lie, the energy in Salt Lake City was just kind of like weird to me. I don't know, they gave like weird energy, respectfully. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, but I don't know. Y'all let me know. I feel like you had I remember the one black lady, and she had like the really old husband, and something about in the will, her grandmother told her she wanted her to marry the grandfather. I don't know. Once I heard that, I was like, okay, weird. Like, what? And then, like, you're the first lady of the church now with your grandfather? That's your husband? I don't know. I might have the story a little mixed up, but I know it was something weird. And then you had the whole Mormon thing. They kept on talking about Mormon. And I was kind of lost because I'm like, I'm not a Mormon. I don't really know anything about the religion. So when they just kept on trying to push it, I kind of just stopped watching. So I don't know too much about them or whatever, and this whole Jen Shah thing. I just know obviously Jen Shah has been all over the news when it came out. But it's like, okay, if Heather wants to, how is Giselle just gonna assume and just say, well, I'm just gonna tell everyone Jen punched you? Giselle, shut up. Like, who are you? Who are you to make that call? Like, well, I'm just gonna tell everyone. First of all, who are you telling? And second of all, like, why is it your place? And why are you so concerned? I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. I'm going to leave that alone. Oh, and then, like, Heather, she's definitely happy because she's like, the spotlight's not on me. The girls don't have an opportunity to trash me and come at me. Like, specifically, I feel like she's talking about Giselle and Portia. Like, the spotlight's not on her, so she enjoys that. I don't know. To be honest, I feel like the casting is kind of weird. I really don't like the casting. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I just feel like the casting is really weird and the energy doesn't really show on camera that well. So Marisol, she been dealing with her situation. Mind you, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like Alexia and Marisol haven't really brought anything. I really don't know why they are there. They're kind of just there, literally. They don't really have a storyline. All Alexia was able to talk about was her ex-husband, which was like sad, but she didn't have any tea. And Marisol, all I've been seeing Marisol do is drink. and been talking about her stomach issues. And I don't know why it wasn't her first reaction to think maybe I should stop drinking if I'm having really bad stomach pains. I don't know. I'm not a big drinker anyway. I'm like a social drinker if I go out. But I just know, plus I'm a lightweight. I really can't do too much. But I wouldn't be drinking this much on this trip if I knew I was in pain. And then, I don't know if that's this episode. We'll see when I continue scrolling. But I know at one point they have a medic come and the medic said, I think it's an ulcer. Girl, stop drinking. You got your answer. But I guess, because, I don't know. I feel like I saw her drinking later on. So I guess she doesn't care. Miami a little lit. They got to chill out with the drinking a little bit. Definitely got to chill out a little bit. So then the ladies get the Thai massages, and it was either Giselle or Portia. Somebody said they was trying, I think it was Giselle, was like, oh, the girl, they was basically touching my coochie, all that stuff. They gave me a happy ending. Okay. So Giselle, she was upset or annoyed at one point because Alexia mentioned that they really paved the way for Bravo. Mind you, I just started hearing about Real Housewives of Miami, but I guess it came out before everything, I'm assuming. And they're believing that they paved the way technically because even after all these years, they were able to come back. And they are pretty popular. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about Real Housewives of Miami. I've never watched it. I've heard things about it. So I'm like, oh, okay, but I don't know. Giselle was upset with that. Like, oh, you did not pave anyway. And it's like, oh my God, Giselle, get your panties out of a bunch. It's not that serious. But Alexia's like reasons for it was kind of crazy. Like she said, we had a transgender that I participated in. We had a drag queen. And mind you, I'm not coming at the community. But I'm just saying, girl, why does that make y'all top? I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just like, girl, I thought you were going to come with something better than that. Like, oh, we had this amount of ratings, or we had this and that. She was just like, we had a transgender and a drag queen. I think that's good, but what does that do for Real Housewives? The show is about Real Housewives, unless these people were housewives. I don't know. Like I said, y'all, I never watched the show at all. Okay, so this is when we get into a little bit of the tea, finally. So they're at, like, a table. I think they was having, like, lunch or something. And Candace decides to finally address Portia on day 4 of the trip, I believe this is. And my thing is, once again, I don't know why this wasn't expected. I don't know why Portia's being confused. I don't understand the confusedness. And they even said that in the confessional. She was like, is it good to play dumb? And then Portia was like, always. And I'm like, I hate that, because I've been telling y'all that she plays dumb. She knows what she's doing. She plays dumb though, but she's very aware. And people like that, I don't know about y'all, but people like that irk me. I don't like people who know what they're doing, but they'll play dumb or play clueless so they can, like, skate out of the repercussions of it all. But so Candace finally addressed her, and it's like about something called the Bravo chat room. Never heard of it. Didn't even know that was a thing. But I guess during the pandemic and everything, they had the little chat room virtually. So it was probably something online or something, but so I never seen it. But Portia is friends with Monique Samuels. So basically, it's understandable that she would go in there kind of riding for Monique. That's her friend. It's understandable. I see why. So I don't think Candace should take it personally for that reason, only because that's her friend. That's who she gonna go with. That's who she gonna ride with. But I do understand why she would want to address her. They're on a show together, and you said some slick stuff about me. But on the show, basically, Portia had said that Candace was trying to sue Monique for the fight, really to help get a down payment for her house, which was shady, because you're trying to imply that she broke, that she don't have no money, and that this is all fake, and it was all just, I don't know, just fake literally, when clearly it wasn't fake. Like Monique socked her first. So I don't get that. Feel like, to be honest, people sue all the time, especially celebrities, if you do something. So I don't know why it's a shock and just so it was definitely shade. So I understood why she brought it up to Portia, but I feel like Portia wasn't really addressing it. I feel like all Portia had to say, because if this was Portia, she would have had the same energy. But all Portia had to say was, yes, I said that, and I apologize, it hurt your feelings. But I was just repeating what my friend told me. And I feel like it could have went further from there. As long as you put that apology first and realize I wasn't doing anything out of malice towards you. I can see how it was shade towards you, and I apologize for that. But I was just writing for my friend. Was it my place? No, and I apologize. It could have been that simple. We move on. We cheers, have our drinks, and move on with the night. That would have been how I do it. But I told y'all I'm a Libra. I like peace, balance. I see both sides. So I was just moving on. But they didn't see it that way. And I feel like Portia was just dancing around, like basically standing on what she said. And Candace was basically standing 10 toes down on what she said. Like, no, what you said was shady. And then that's when they was mocking her about her triangle fold. You know, when Candace be crying. But I think Portia only threw shade in the confessional. I don't think she threw shade in the moment. But I don't know. And then out of nowhere, Giselle jumped in. Were y'all confused about that? Because I was talking to some people on Twitter. Like, I was tweeting about it, and some people were leaving me comments and stuff saying, like, oh, Giselle, no, but she's making it seem like Giselle didn't ride for her. I'm like, when did Candace say that? Unless we all watched a different episode, Candace never said that. She never said, Giselle, you did. She was talking to Portia. So I don't get how talking to Portia can turn into an issue with Giselle. Because Candace wasn't even making eye contact with Giselle. Like, she was strictly looking at Candace, spoke her issue, said, I have a problem with you because da-da-da-da. She said, you, like Portia, like she's talking directly to Portia. So I don't know. I understood what Giselle was trying to say was, oh, well, in that moment, I did defend you. Yes, I thank you, but you're not the one who said it, so I'm checking her. I don't know why people didn't get that. Like, somebody really was like, oh, but she was making it seem like Giselle didn't defend her, and that's why Giselle had to check her and let her know I was riding for you. And I'm like, she never said, at least in that moment, I don't know what happened before the cameras or off the cameras, but in that moment, I can say Candace only addressed Portia. She said she had an issue with Portia for the things she said. She never said, Giselle, I don't feel like you defended me, or Giselle, I don't feel like you stood up for me. Like, none of that was said, so I don't know why people didn't understand my issue with that. She's not talking to you. Just shut up. Respectfully. Let them talk. But to be honest, I wasn't going to go nowhere anyway because Portia's not going to apologize. I don't think I've ever seen Portia apologize. What did she do with Kandi on Real Housewives of Atlanta when she was, after she made that accusation that Kandi was trying to get her into a sex dungeon and basically sexually assault her? Instead of her taking accountability for her part in that, she played victim even the following season. Like, when they were isolating her, she played victim the whole time. Like, it was what Phaedra told me. And I'm like, okay, I'm not saying Phaedra ain't tell you that, but you got to take accountability too. And that's what Portia doesn't do, and it kind of irks me sometimes. I love Portia on the show. I feel like she's very entertaining. She's very funny. She gives comic relief. All of that. That part I like about her. I'm just saying I don't like the lack of accountability. She likes to, throw stones and hide her hands a little too much for me. Okay, so then with Heather and Whitney, back to them, their storyline. So with Heather and Whitney, Heather, I guess the next day she was over it. She was like, whatever. And she was ready to forgive Whitney for questioning it and just move forward for the trip. But Whitney, on the other hand, was talking to, it says Lisa Barlow. I think I know who that is. Like I said, I don't really watch Salt Lake like that. But she was giving her the rundown and like telling her everything. But once again, like I said, it wasn't that important. To be honest, I don't even think it's an issue. Unless there's something deeper that I don't know. But if you're mad because your cousin did not take her name off the, the Mormon roll, sis, get a deeper issue. There's people dying. Be so for real right now. It's people dying. Like, I know you're not mad with her because she didn't take her name off the roll. Like, what do Mormons do? Like, like I said, y'all, I don't know anything about Mormons. Now I'm curious. Let me look up Mormon beliefs. Because she's acting like Oh, they are into some stuff. But I don't think it's crazy stuff. What? It says they believe in polygamy. Baptism for the dead. I don't know what that means. Oh, you can't drink alcohol. You can't drink coffee or tea. So they seem like super duper strict. Like, so is it like like not mums? What am I saying? Nuns? Is it like nuns? I don't know. Maybe y'all can let me know. Maybe I gotta do some more research what like Mormonism is into, because she's acting like they like were like the Germans like during the Holocaust. Like, it's like she's really like, I'm not saying it's the same, obviously that's much worse, but like the way they're acting like it's an issue, you would think like the Mormons, they've done something crazy over the years. So maybe I gotta do some research, because it's like Whitney is having a big issue with Mormonism for whatever reason. So during Giselle's Mardi Gras dinner, Whitney decided again to bring up the issue about Mormonism. But like I said, I'm not going to get into it because who cares? Let her rock. But yeah, Candace and Leah are like the two chill people of the group. They're like, we're over it. We're tired of hearing y'all argue. We tired of hearing about the Mormons. We tired of hearing about this, that. It was just too much, because it's like petty drama. It's drama that don't even make no sense. Like, why are we just screaming about church? So I was with Candace and all them. Like I said, I still don't understand the issue. And even Portia said it, like, here, it said, okay, both you guys are bad Mormons, all right. Because literally, I don't think either one of them even practice a religion. Like, they clearly both drink. They clearly drink coffee and tea, probably. Like, that alone is one of the things that you can't do. So, clearly, you're both bad Mormons, like Portia said. I agree with Portia there. It's not that big of a deal. Let it go. I'm telling y'all, if I go back to episode 6 and they complaining about Mormonism again, it's over. I'm not playing. I don't want to hear that no more. I'm tired of it. So I know Portia, she did a little thing where the ladies had to answer shady questions or like bite into a scorpion. I guess Alexia, she had to rank her husband's past and current in the bedroom, and she was willing to answer. Okay. Heather, she avoided her question because you know what they asked her. Who punched you in the eye? It's like, oh my God, shut up. If they don't leave Heather alone, leave Heather alone. I'm low-key on Heather's side. Because I know the other episode, I was saying like Heather be flip-flopping. Which she do. She do. But it's like, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. It's not that serious. Y'all bothering her about the black eye. You bothering her about her religion. Let her rock. Shut up. Okay. But yeah, so that was about it for that episode. It really wasn't too much tea. It was kind of like the same recycled drama. I feel like the only person that really came with like real tea so far has been Candace. Candace is the only one who's addressed Portia about her actual issues with her, about what she said on the Bravo chat room. She's the only person that even addressed her about technically what people thought was stealing a man. She's really the only one. I don't know what Leah is there for besides just wanting to like chill and relax and be on good vibes and like not being here for the BS, which is cool, but she's not really bringing anything. Portia don't want to address anything really. She wants to skate things on, like sweep things under the rug. So that's like, I don't know. Marisol, she's just been complaining about her stomach. She's been sick the whole time. It's like, send her home, please. Give her some Tums. Matter of fact, the Tums wasn't even working because I think she was taking Tums. Get her help. I think she needs to definitely get some help. I think she has a problem with alcohol, because I think in that moment if somebody tells you have an ulcer, it's like, let's get serious and let's stop drinking. But that did not stop her. So clearly, I think it's something deeper. I want y'all to leave Heather alone. Let her be a Mormon. Let her not be a Mormon. Let her get punched in the face. Let her not get punched in the face. Let her rock. Whitney. I want Whitney to have a storyline. I don't know anything about Whitney. The only thing I know about Whitney as a viewer is that she don't like that Heather is a Mormon. It's the only thing I know about her. Giselle Bryant. All she's doing is bothering and pushing fights between Heather and Whitney. Pushing the cousins against each other. It's crazy. Why would you do that? Then she's picking fights with Leah. Oh my gosh, Leah, we're your drunk monkeys. I don't know where that came from. Okay. Alexia, she just wants to talk about her husband. I'm sorry, but wrong place. Candace, I have no complaints with Candace. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, she's the only one bringing the tea, or enjoyable tea, to be honest. Portia, like I said, she's just skating around everything. Doesn't want to talk about nothing, and doesn't want to take accountability. Constantly throwing shade, constantly throwing subs, but then hides her hands and like plays victim. So that's all that's been happening in these last 2 episodes. I'm kind of disappointed. It's not really giving. Hopefully episode 5 and 6 will be giving much more, so I can get a really good recap on that, because these episodes, the girls are not bringing it. I need them to come hard like season 1. But yeah, guys, so that's the end of my recap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Catch me in the next one. Bye.